Hello, Stupid Trader here, and today we have another low-quality hunt in 5-star tempered Gravios using the Gravios hammer, because it's kind of funny using a monster's skin and beating him with it. Like always, at least when I remember, my build will be at the end of the video, so if you're interested, watch it till the end. So one thing about this game that I haven't quite gotten a grasp for is how do we have a healthy population of Gravios in Monster Hunter Wilds without a single Basarios, the juvenile form, in the region. This is like lore that was established in the original Monster Hunter game, that Basarios was the juvenile form of Gravios, and so they're always tied together. If Basarios is in game, Gravios is in game. When one is not, the other is not. Now I understand that Basarios is kind of a really annoying hunt, but from a lore standpoint, it does not make sense that it doesn't exist in the game. I even understand that in Rise we got Basarios, but didn't get Gravios, but that makes a little more sense than having a non-one-off population of Gravios in a game, unless every single Gravios in the game is purely wandering into the region. And why do Gravios roars sound like a bear now? It's the only thing that I can hear is an angry grizzly trying to fuck me up. And for me, like, Gravios' old roar was pretty iconic and intimidating, but now anytime it roars at me, I just think bear. Regardless to all this, I am glad to see a first generation monster come back to the game. There's still a few that I think would fit pretty well with the region as a whole, but Gravios does make a bit of sense, although I would have expected to have seen it in the Oil Well Basin, just because it is the most similar to any volcanic zone that we have seen in prior games. And so it is kind of odd that I am fighting it in a non-volcanic zone. I do think that in the Windward Plains, a population of Cephalos and Cephadrome would be pretty interesting, but you could also put any of the other land sharks in that area to kind of fill out the empty desert space a bit, and it would all kind of make sense. It's kind of strange that we don't have like a real land shark. We just have the worm. It's almost as if the staff over at Capcom are against the usage of Piscine wyverns overall after the bad taste Plessia has left for the majority of players, and then the Plessie variants thereafter. But I also don't remember getting a Piscine wyvern in 4th generation, so not having one at the start of 6th generation is not very surprising. Overall, the main purpose of this recording is to really test my adjustments to my recording and rendering settings to kind of see overall what everything looks like after it's been processed by YouTube and how it compares to previous recordings overall, and get a better idea on kind of improving at this craft and at this hobby. Also, at roughly this stage of watching this through again, that I realize I really should be focusing the body a bit more, as I've already stunned Gravios, and it feels like once the body is broken open, you just do so much more damage hitting him in the gut. Also, at this stage, I realized how much I am so sick and tired of doing hunts in this zone because guardian monsters do not stop. They're so aggravating to deal with in that you can't dung pod them. Like, there's nothing I can do to like prevent them from interfering in hunts. They're everywhere around here, and they're constantly just chasing you down and are super aggressive. And it makes it really difficult to record good solo hunting footage when they interfere so much with the hunts themselves. One thing that's so appealing about the Gravios fight to me overall is that Gravios' like death laser that he has is very intimidating, but it's also just generally easy to avoid and leaves him very open. So it feels very much like he is this big hulking behemoth of a wyvern that can really mess you up, but it is really up to you to get hit more so than, darn, I got hit by this like bullshit mechanic. So it's like, oh, if I mess up, Gravios will punish me hard, although I wish he kind of hit a little harder, at least for certain moves. But if I don't mess up, then I can push damage really heavily, and he is very defensive, which makes him like a pretty good punching bag overall. And in the end, like the only things that are really just going to catch you by surprise are his Taco Bell surprise gas attacks, where they come out fast and violently, but they don't do enough damage. It's just kind of a moderate annoyance more than anything else. And as I've been playing around with offsetting more, I've come to realize that offsets are a good bit less satisfying than I originally found them, just because there's so many instances where I will offset a move and the monster won't even go into like a mini stagger, and so I'll just find myself getting hit off of them. And so it feels like it's just everything is just convert everything into a mighty charge like attack and just dodge, which makes me feel like I really need to take some quality of life evasion skills in my armor decos, which I'm not currently running, but would improve my quality of life very heavily if I started running them, as well as just earplugs too if I'm not running them, because it feels like without like evasion extenders of some sort, I'm just constantly getting hit by every roar, even though it feels like my timings for roars are good, but like they obviously aren't because I'm still getting hit by them. I may start dabbling into either dual swords or lance, as well as hammer gameplay, just because it feels like hammer is just getting more and more figured out by me. And yes, I can just get better at the game to push times down, but linear combo paths are kind of boring. And at least if I'm switching weapons up some, then I would have some variance in which linear combo path I take for that particular hunt based off of what weapon I choose to use. Granted, setting up dual blades would involve getting access to every Ardian element dual blade in the game. And one, Ardian weapons are pretty ugly. And two, that type of gamba would be awful. Overall, I think this hunt went okay, not great, not terrible. I think it definitely got better as I made sure that my lock camera was off. Playing on mouse and keyboard, lock camera is very clunky. I think overall just the game feels a lot smoother to play with the lock on the monster off in general, and just playing in focus at most times. And I went for the capture here because this was really recorded just to kind of test settings, as I've said before. And it wasn't really about anything other than, hey, this is a monster I haven't posted yet, with a fun premise, and I want to see how this video looks and comes out after production. On that note, like, subscribe. Okay, thanks, bye! No, really, please.